Welcome to a year of eternal love, as this is also being recorded live. It is January 20th, 2020. It's also Martin Luther King Jr.'s day to celebrate a man who lived a life of nonviolent communication. Jesus wasn't our only ascended master. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of them. A man that lived a life through Christ's vision, who looked upon his brothers as one. He mentioned about nonviolent communication. It's a means of avoiding not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of spirit. You not only refuse to shoot a man, but you refuse to hate him. I may do a whole separate piece on that. And so let me start today's lesson. And it's a Course in Miracles workbook for students. Lesson 20. I am determined to see. We have been quite casual about our practice periods thus far. There have been virtually no attempt to direct the time for undertaking them. Minimal effort has been required, and not even active cooperation and interest have been asked. This approach has been intentional and very carefully planned. We have not lost sight of the crucial importance of the reversal of your thinking. The salvation of the world depends on it. Yet you will not see if you regard yourself as being coerced, and if you give in to the resentment and opposition. This is our first attempt to introduce structure. Do not misconstrue it as an effort to exert force or pressure. You want salvation. You want to be happy. You want peace. You do not have them now because your mind is totally undisciplined, and you cannot distinguish between joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, love and fear. You are now learning how to tell them apart. And great indeed will be your reward. Your decision to see is all that vision requires. What you want is yours. Do not mistake the little effort that is asked of you for an indication that our goal is of little worth. Can the salvation of the world be a trivial purpose? And can the world be saved if you are not? God has one Son, and he is the resurrection and the life. His will is done because all power is given him in heaven and on earth. In your determination to see is vision given to you. The exercises for today consist in reminding yourself throughout the day that you want to see. Today's idea also tactically implies the recognition that you do not see now. Therefore, as you repeat the idea, you are stating that you are determined to see. You are determined to change the present state for a better one, and one you really want. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively, at least twice an hour, attempting to do so every half hour. Do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. The extra repetition should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see. Such is the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. I want to repeat that last section. Repeat today's idea slowly and positively at least twice an hour today. I am determined to see. I am determined to see. Attempt to do so every half hour. And do not be distressed if you forget to do so, but make a real effort to remember. And the extra repetition should be applied to any situation, person, or event that upsets you. You can see them differently, and you will. What you desire, you will see, such as the real law of cause and effect as it operates in the world. And for the insights, this goes back to, what is asked, it will be given. What you are determined to see, you will see it. If you offer judgment to your brother, your sister, you will find them guilty no matter what. If we hold attack thoughts to people known or unknown, we will find them guilty. What you're really seeing is a ramping up of the practice periods. There's a rewiring of the mind. The mind is 180 degrees backwards from the thinking of God. We may have an idea what love is, but we have it completely backwards because we do put everyone on trial. Seeing with Christ's vision is the opposite of believing what the body's eyes are showing. Is recognizing that everyone is still as God created them, the divine creation of God that they are, that you are, that we are. We can't have one foot on each side of the fence. We're one, love everybody, but this one did me wrong. This one is not doing loving things. That we're separate. When we are choosing to see with Christ's vision, there is no separation, no divisions, no differences, no guilt of any kind. There is only one with God's universal love, the source, the all that is. I am determined. I hope that you are, that you're following this far in less than 20. I am determined to let go of the ego's false stories. The false me, the ego, is the identification of my past experiences and my past beliefs. That is not me. I am determined to let that go. Today's lesson is working with the willingness to see the truth. Twice every hour today. Are you able, willing? With the hustle and bustle of today, appointments, traffic, co-workers, loved ones, are you able to look upon them and in your mind say, I am determined to see? What is truly important is our awakening. The awakening from the illusions and seeing of the past so we can feel love's presence in the now. That everything that we're seeing with the body's eyes is through the lens of the past. But this is starting to be the awakening. Being determined to see. See through my true self. There is a part of me that does not see. There is a part of me when the ego gets in the way and I'm finding people guilty and I am judging them, I'm condemning them. I have to make that conscious choice that I am determined to see. And there's no better way than it's so coincidentally that on this day again, that it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a man that was, committed to nonviolent communication, is on today's lesson 20. I am determined to see. Thank you for joining me today. This is a year of eternal love. I love you. I hope you'll join me tomorrow. Until then, God bless.